Hello everybody and welcome to the final third, and today we're going to be reacting to the match week 30 games. So many boring games this week, I can't lie. We had a lot of 0-0 draws, a lot of low scoring games. Man United were the only team to score 3 goals. So yeah, not very interesting week. Sorry about my voice, it's still pretty bad, still recovering. And obviously Hassan's not here, so hopefully he's back in the next video. But Al, before we get into it, can you reveal the player from the last video?
Yes, the player from the last video was Jose Enrique. So let us know if you got that in the comments down below. And at the end of the video, we'll do a quiz.
Perfect. Let's jump straight into it. I'll be honest, when it comes to the 0-0 games, I think we should discuss
There's not a lot to talk about.
There's exactly, the 0-0. So there's not really much to discuss about. But
we'll just skim through it quickly.
So the first game was Burnley versus Bournemouth, and that was a 0-0. Realistically, who got the better result? Burnley, right?
Definitely, 100%. I just want to say there was a lot of chances in this game, and
goal line clearances,
and neither team took their chances. So it's to be honest, it could have been a very high scoring game because there were a lot of chances, but at the end of the day, no one took their chances. So that's
it. Yeah,
yeah, but it's definitely a better result for Burnley.
Okay, let's go on to Sunderland and Brighton. Now, this one could have finished 0-0 and probably should have, but because of a fluke goal from Minte, it finished 1-0 to Brighton. Let's discuss that goal in particular, because again, I don't think you can discuss much about this game, because realistically, if it wasn't for a fluke goal, it would be 0-0.
You know what? Funnily enough, that wasn't the only fluke goal I'd say this week as well. In the Man City game, there was one as well, but we'll get onto that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you asked him and he was being honest, he definitely didn't mean that. He was completely luck.
He fell over.
But sometimes you got to buy your own luck, and at the end of the day, he got into the position to take the shot. And it went in with his luck. So, you know what I mean? There's not much you could say about it, but it's just luck, really.
I want to mention one more thing as well about this game. Sunderland were really, really good at home at one point, and I'm pretty sure they haven't won a game at home in a while. It started with that Liverpool loss and then kept on going. So, yeah, it's not very good for them. But yeah, that's pretty much it about the game. There's not much you can really discuss about these boring games, if I'm honest. But let's go on to the game that has a major impact on the title race. Arsenal won 2-0 against Everton, and a young man had a star role in it in Max Dowman. What can we say about him?
He's a great talent, especially for Arsenal. I forgot how old is he? Is he like
16?
Is he 16? I think he's now the youngest scorer in Premier League history, which is it's obviously a crazy feat for him. And it's going to be crazy when he goes back to school after scoring that goal, for Arsenal. So I can imagine the amount of aura he's going to be having walking through the school. But yeah, it's obviously a massive result in terms of the title race. Now putting even more pressure on City to win their games if they want to have a chance in winning the league. But it looks like that Arsenal are just going to run away with it at this rate. For the first goal, I just want to say Pickford has had an absolute nightmare. I don't know what he was doing. He's doing his best impression of Robert Sanchez because he's just dived out like he's Superman or something. And yeah, just completely and utterly just mistimed it. He's misjudged it. I think if he went early enough, he would have got to the ball, but he kind of hesitated, which led to him making the mistake. The ball got past him, and that's what probably led to the goal. But I wanted to mention Victor Gyökeres as well. I talked about this a while back and saying with a player like him, he had a bad start to the season, and everybody knows that, and he would admit that. But I think, to be fair to him now, he's actually come in and scored some very important goals coming up to the end of the season. If they win the league, he's a major part of that, and that will lead him to being probably one of the signings of the season, to be honest, because if he wins the league for them, he's done his job. Yeah.
So, I'd mention that about Victor Gyökeres as well. And of course, we can mention Dowman a bit more. I mean, the goal was great.
Yeah,
the pass for the goal was good. Again, you mentioned Pickford.
Look, it was an open goal, but he still had 2 defenders to get past.
One from his own half.
Yeah.
Which is still impressive.
And he got past 2 defenders, which was great. Everton would be disappointed with this result, but it's Arsenal away, so it's not an easy game at all. So you can give them the benefit of the doubt for that one.
100%. Let's go on to the next game. Chelsea versus Newcastle. It finished 1-0 to Newcastle, who won away from home and have continued their good run of form. They won against United at home, they drew against Barca, and now they've beaten Chelsea away. The next game is Barca away, which, again, we're not a Champions League channel. We'll discuss that maybe in the next video. But fair play to them. They got a win, and a very important one.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention quickly a funny moment at the start of the game with Chelsea and the little huddle they were doing, and the referee for some reason just being in the middle of it. I'm not sure what was going on there. Whether the referee
apparently what they do is they huddle on the middle of the pitch. The ref was in the middle and he was by the ball, and Chelsea just huddled around him, which is.
I mean, let's be fair. If any decision had gone their way that shouldn't have that game, it would have definitely been up for like match fixing, like a lot.
Do you know what it is? When I first saw it, I thought it was AI.
I swear to God, I didn't think it was real.
Like, how can you have
the funniest thing I've ever seen? But Chelsea, honestly, like I don't want to keep saying it, but their problem is literally the two centre backs that they have and the goalkeeper. I mean, even in the game in the Champions League, the goalkeeper made a mistake. Again, the goalkeeper is not good enough. Neither of them are. And the centre-backs are too young as well, and they just don't have the experience. And again, they're just not good enough. I mean, Disasi's obviously moved on from Chelsea at the moment. He's on loan. And he's somehow, managed to be a very strong player in terms of like West Ham's defence, which, again, I'll talk about later. But it's just, I don't know, is it something to do with Chelsea, maybe the way they play, or the players? Because when you look at Disasi when he was at Chelsea, he was awful. But now that he's come to West Ham, he's not only like gotten better, but he's transformed. Like, he's the key player in that defense, and probably the reason West Ham are having a lot of success at the moment. So, you know what I mean, I think it could be to do with the way Chelsea are and the fact that they haven't partnered them up with someone that has experience.
I think Chelsea are another one of those clubs, the same as United, the same as Arsenal, the same as Liverpool. Whenever you join a club like that, it's pressure. Always pressure. So Chelsea are a massive club. They have a massive fan base all over the world. And again, having young players in defense and even in goals, Robert Sanchez isn't the most experienced of goalkeepers. It's not going to be very good if they make mistakes. They're not going to have enough time to sort of adjust. So, yeah, you need experienced players in the defense, like when they had Thiago Silva. Yeah. That man was arguably their best player. But I would say Thiago Silva, even then, was more consistent.
100%.
And he was the most experienced player in the league, I would say, because he was the oldest. So, fair play to him. And
massive win for Newcastle, though. But
of course, yeah. But again, you probably got to look at Chelsea because they're at home.
Yeah, and not just that, they're in they're in for something. Top 5. Yeah. Whereas Newcastle, respectfully,
exactly
really in for anything.
Let's go on to a game where both teams are in a very important position, and West Ham got a 1-1 draw against Manchester City at home. Before we jump into the West Ham side of things, let's discuss that Bernardo Silva goal.
Yeah, I mean,
fluke.
Kind of mentioned it earlier with the Minte one as well. Complete fluke. And the funny thing is, you can even see when he was celebrating it, he said it himself. Like, you could tell he didn't mean it. It happens. And to be fair, could the keeper have done better? 100%. But it was, a decent. To be fair, it was decent. It wasn't that bad, because one I want to compare it to was the one Mazawaku scored against Edouard Mendy back in the day, a couple of years ago. Similar, it was a cross and it went in.
Part of the pitch,
but this one was much better. It went to the further post, far post, and there's a bit of a, I don't want to say swerve like knuckle, but yeah. Anyway, it was a good dip. Yeah, it was a good dip on the ball, and so it's hard for the keeper to judge. And ultimately, it went in, but it was definitely a fluke. But honestly, let's go back. Let's go to the West Ham side of things. First things first, this was absolute haram ball. But it had to be haram ball, because if you're playing a game against City, it's all about defense with a team like West Ham, especially because of the player that we had out, which was Somerville. He's our key player when it is going forward at the moment, and he was out injured, right? So we weren't able to necessarily play the football that we usually play because of this. So we had to, change the tactics, take a bit of inspiration from Arsenal, and we've gone straight haram ball. But it worked. They defended extremely well. And one player that I have to really mention and definitely give a massive apology to is Mavropanos, because at the start of the season, I absolutely, crucified him. And to be fair, it's just not fair, because now he's absolutely turned it around, and he has had a similar arc as Maguire, as a player that I mentioned. He has had a similar transformation.
Don't bring Maguire to that fraud.
I'm not comparing them in terms of how good, who's good, but in terms of the fact that they've gone from pretty much being abused by the fan base to then becoming, a player that
he's had 4 good games, and apparently he's as good as Maguire.
Why are you being a hater, bro? You and Hassan can go fuck yourself, because it pisses me off every time I mention a player from West Ham. You have to mention Man United. Bro, everything's not about Man United.
I swear you're the one who compared him to Maguire.
Bro, I said he had a similar arc. I didn't say he's a similar player, bro. It's not the same thing. That is not the same. Anyway, let's just go back to the game, right? Look, Mavropanos had an absolute, insane game. Reason we probably, even got anything out of the game, because not only did he defend amazingly and made a lot of insane blocks. But he obviously scored the goal as well to equalize for the game. So yeah, no, I got to give a lot of credit. And yeah, it felt like he was playing like Maldini in that game. It was crazy, to be honest. But I've seen a lot of like, memes circulating on the internet with that. But a great game for us, great result because, the relegation battle. Unfortunate that the other two teams in the relegation battle also drew, so it didn't really necessarily, change anything. But it's still massive considering it's against City. So, yeah, and City obviously going for the tie race.
I'll tell you what, though, you only had one shot and it was a goal. So that,
that is pure haram ball.
That is haram ball at its finest. So, you take it. But, yeah. There's not really much more you can, again, mention about this game. I mean, City should have definitely done
better. Had so many chances.
But you got to give a bit of praise to Hermansen. He's been fantastic for West Ham of late.
Yeah.
So, fair play to him. Let's go on to the next game. It's another 0-0. Crystal Palace vs Leeds.
Yeah.
What can you say about this game?
Dominic Calvert-Lewin had...
he missed a penalty.
First of all, he missed a penalty. That was awful. Secondly, he had another chance as well to score and just didn't take it. Look, I don't know. He's kind of fallen off. He had, when he first came in for Leeds, he had that 5-game streak of just scoring goals. Yeah. And since then, he hasn't really done anything, if I'm being honest, or not enough. He's still a good player, but he's a purple patch player. You know what I mean? He just has those purple patches, and he's not someone that's consistent enough. But for a team like Leeds, I think it's what they need. They just need that player to have the moments to really carry them through the season. And to be fair, if they survive, he's definitely can be credited for that. So
I've said this so many times about strikers. Strikers live on confidence.
Yeah.
If you don't have confidence as a striker, you're missing penalties, you're missing chances. 9 times out of 10, most of the chances you're going to miss them. So Calvert-Lewin is in a rough patch right now.
100%.
And he was in that Everton as well. Obviously, at the start of the season, he had a very good patch. This is like the life of the striker, You have a good set of games, get a goal, can build up a bit of form. But if you miss penalties and all that, it's hard to find a goal. So, that's it, really. I mean, Palace, should they do better at home?
Definitely.
Poor
from them, to be 100%.
Honest. But to be fair, Leeds had a red card as well, so they probably should have done that.
Yeah.
Let's go on to the next game, and it is Man United. And they won 3-1 against Villa. Massive, massive result for United. Both were level on points at the beginning of the weekend. And, it was a very, very good result.
Yeah.
Let's mention one player and one player only. Bruno Fernandes, my PFA Player of the Year, should be all of yours, even if you're an Arsenal fan. Don't bring Declan Rice in the conversation. That's not fair for him, to be honest. That man is, magic.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going to compare. When I say this, take it with a grit. I'm not saying he is on the level of De Bruyne, but he might be close, to be fair.
Better.
Come on. Right, let's be serious now. Look. If you're going to compare him to anyone in recent time, it is going to be De Bruyne. Because when it comes to the impact he's had on the team, he's had the most impact out of anyone in the Premier League for that team. 16 assists, and it's not even close to second place.
And 7 goals as well.
You know what I mean? When you look at goals, okay, there's Haaland on 21, but equal to Thiago. It's not actually that far now, right? But when you look at the assists, it's 16 for Bruno Fernandes. And the second place is 8, which is Turkey. So you could just see the level... The difference in level.
Do you know what the mad thing is about Bruno Fernandes as well? This brother was playing as a CDM at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. He's having shouts from even his own fans to be out of the team.
Yeah, because,
and kind of regretting that.
That's not his job. That's not his role. So when you play him in his position, he controls the game. Even now, I'd say he's matured a lot more since when he first signed.
Yeah.
Before he used to play the Hollywood pass and just, try anything. Now it's way more calculated. That assist for Cunha, first time pass, right in his path, and it made it so easy for him. He just had to run a little bit and put it bottom corner.
Yeah, no, I mean, what can you say about Bruno Fernandes? He's, he could end up being one of the greats of the Premier League, if I'm being honest. I don't know if, I know you'd agree with that for sure. And
at least a cult hero, at least minimum.
Oh, he's easily a cult hero. He's a legend of Man United. And if he was in a better team, then the amount of trophies this guy could win. The only thing that will hold him back will be probably the trophies he won.
Okay, I've got a hot take as well. Okay, finish your point and then...
No, it's not his fault because, the team that he's been playing in, over the years since he's come into Man United has not been the best Man United team, and also have been coming up against some of the best Premier League teams in terms of Man City, the Centurions, Liverpool as well. Like it's not been like an easy thing for Man United in this period, especially because they've been like pretty much rebuilding like so many different times during this period where there was different managers and all of this. There's been no consistency, no structure, but Bruno Fernandes has always stood out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So my hot take is Bruno Fernandes, if Portugal win the World Cup, should be in the top 3 of the Ballon d'Or. Easy.
That's easy. I don't think that's a hot take, to be honest.
And you know it is, depending on how well he ends the season with United, and how well he does with Portugal, I don't see why he shouldn't be in for shouts. Because realistically, if he breaks that assist record, that's already nobody's done that before.
Yeah.
Depending on how many goals he gets from now to the end of the season.
Yeah.
And also, winning the World Cup with Portugal, I'm sure he'll be the best player for them if they win it. Because I think he's the most influential in the sense that as a midfielder, an attacking midfielder, you control the game. You take the ball off the midfield in the defensive side,
you push it forward. You don't think Dalot would be the best? No?
Well, I'd be surprised if he gets called up, let's be honest. The guy's a waste, man. With all due respect, he might be a nice guy.
Did you see the chance he had in the game?
You see, and that was from Bruno Fernandes passing it to him.
Also, Sesko's chance as well in the game.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was horrible.
But you know what? With that one, I think he was trying to cross it to Ahmad.
I don't know, but I think he got caught.
I think he was trying to shoot
caught up with 2 minds.
Yeah.
I think you could tell he was trying to place it.
There's no way he was shooting that. Surely.
He was trying to place it, and then he sees Ahmad, and then he's like,
yeah.
And then, he messed up.
Yeah, at least he scored and got the save goal. So.
That goal I think that was a good and influential, impactful goal, I think.
It just killed the game, for Man United. So
that's finished the striker's instinct. Just hits it first time, even if it takes a deflection. You need a bit of luck as a striker. I think it's very good that he's getting goals because I think in this first season, he's not really set the stars alight or anything.
Yeah, he hasn't. Yeah.
But I would say that he's made a massive impact. He scored very important goals.
Under Michael Carrick, he's 100%
been
super sub.
Even then, bro. Even just before that as well. What I'm saying is, the goals he scored will be the reason why we get Champions League. It's very, very important.
Yeah.
So I rate the fact that he's done that, and hopefully next season, you can see there's something there with Sesko. Yeah. But he needs to just lock in with his finishing.
Quickly, on Michael Carrick, do you want to keep him at the end of the season? Do you still want to move on from him?
It's a good question. I not yet. There's too many options. What I'm saying is, depending on how we play from now to the end of the season, we've got still to play Liverpool and Chelsea. Realistically, it can still be possible we ball it, right? Hopefully not, knock on wood, if there's any wood around. But what I'm saying is, I think Michael Carrick needs to win most of his games from now to the end of the season to even have a chance. Because there's so many options now that are available.
Yeah, true.
Julian Nagelsmann. I mean, if you can convince Thomas Tuchel or I know they just signed contracts, which probably means they're not going to come. But there are options out there. Luis Enrique. Do you know what I mean? If there's a chance, I'm sorry, Michael. Luis Enrique, you have to come in. So yeah, I would say wait till the end of the season and see what options we have. Yeah.
In terms of Villa, just really quick. Yeah, they're just starting to really capitulate now, and it's not looking great. And is it to do with depth? Possibly, but yeah, it's not looking great. I think they just, like I said before, all eggs in one basket for the Europa League. That's their best chance of getting Champions League and a trophy, which would be insane.
Yeah, so exactly.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's go on to another 0-0. Forest versus Fulham. This one was maybe one of the least boring ones. Because there was a disallowed goal.
That was a bit boring apart from that disallowed.
True.
But, actually, 2 disallowed goals, but yeah, nonetheless.
From the same player, right?
I think so, possibly.
Yeah. So 2 goals. One of them was clearly offside. The other one
was probably the closest offside call I've seen in Prem history.
Yeah.
Literally, we're talking his studs were offsides. His studs. But yeah, very unlucky for Forest considering the situation they're in. That would have been an insane boost for them if they had got given the goal, which they didn't. Obviously, I was celebrating it like it was a goal for West Ham because I do not want them to go ahead of us. And yeah, so after this weekend, nothing's really changed in terms of the relegation battle because we all drew. But next weekend is going to be Tottenham versus Nottingham Forest. So yeah, we got Villa, they got to play each other. So this could be massive for the relegation battle.
The ideal result for you: draw and win for you guys. I'll be banging because they obviously both don't get points, and then you go clear of both.
Let's talk about the other team.
Let's talk about Tottenham, who are the other team in the relegation scrap, and Liverpool.
Yes.
This was probably more boring than the 0-0 draws.
Yeah.
If I'm honest. Like, there was nothing going on in this game. Like, for two teams where they are top 6 teams, they were absolutely dreadful.
Bro, Tottenham is not... I'm sorry, Tottenham have... they exited the Big Six talk, top 6, whatever you want to call it. Bro, they're in the relegation battle. You have not... 2 years running now. They have no right to call themselves a Big Six team, top 6, whatever you want to call it. Bro, Villa are more of a Big Six team now. I don't like this narrative that the Big Six is like an established Big Six. You get what I'm saying? Like, it should be able to change. And at the moment, I'm putting Villa in over Tottenham because they were actually in the top 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Anyway.
One point I want to make is about Dominic Szoboszlai. He's obviously... the free kick was a good free kick, but
actually can't save it. Yeah, I was going to like Vicario.
It's like, I'll be honest, we're both goalkeepers. We're saving that. It's simple. But Stinky. The one thing is, he came out after the game and he talked about how the Liverpool need to wake up, otherwise they might not even qualify for Conference League. Now, you know it's bad when one of your bad players has to come out and say that.
And he's not even the captain, bro.
He's not the captain, but he's their best player.
Yeah.
I mean, other than Ekitike, but even he's fallen off a little bit.
No, it's clearly Dominic Szoboszlai this season.
Yeah.
Been the best player.
You know what it is? You get Liverpool fans that are going to try and compare him to Bruno Fernandes.
No.
I'm not even comparing him to...
Like, he's great, insane, but he's not close.
No, it's not.
But he's still great.
And I'll give Tottenham a bit of credit because it's very good to get a point at Anfield. I know this season a lot of teams are getting points at Anfield.
Yeah.
But to get a result like this, you never know. It could start a bit...
I said, if they get something like this, it could, give them the momentum to go out with the relegation battle. Maybe. I feel like this could be it. It could be. I mean, we'll see what next week has in store in it. But I just want to quickly mention Richarlison finally learned his lesson to not take his shirt off after scoring an equaliser. And that probably saved them the point.
Exactly.
Realistically, maybe if he took it off, they could have lost again.
Do you know, he always over-celebrates. I'm pretty sure it's like twice against Liverpool.
Bro, it's like 3 times, I swear now, that he's done this. And it's cost them the game, bro.
It's mad. But let's go on to the final game of the weekend. And probably the most interesting game of the weekend.
Yeah.
Brentford versus Wolves. Brentford go 2-0 up. Wolves make a comeback, make it 2-2. But there was one moment, and I think it was the Adam
It was the first goal for Wolves.
The first goal for Wolves.
Yeah.
Now, what do we think? Is that a pass back?
Yes, it's a pass back. It was literally a pass back, and the keeper picked up the ball. How this
I think the only reason is because it deflected off the Brentford player.
Oh, if it deflected off the Brentford player?
It was dodgy. But the intention was there.
That's what I was going to say. The intention to pass back was there, and if it didn't deflect off the guy, and then again, would Jose Sarr pick it up? Maybe not because of that reason. But look, it was a pass back in my opinion. I don't know about you, but I think it was pass back. Should have been.
I think no. The intention was to pass it back, and I feel like the goal should have been disallowed.
Yeah.
Or obviously free kick inside the box because obviously that's how it works.
Wolves don't care. It's obviously a much better result for Wolves, but at this point, it doesn't really matter.
To be honest, they're probably one of the more informed teams in the league lately this season.
Which is crazy.
This year. I mean,
points are they on?
Do you know what? Realistically, there's even a chance of them finishing above Burnley, which is crazy to think.
That's mental.
Because they were rock bottom.
We'll call them the worst Premier League side of all time.
Yeah,
they're definitely not anymore. They've completely turned that around.
100%, but they were the
at least they can take that going
into the season. They were very, very bad.
At least they can take that into the next season. That they're not the worst.
But no, you know what? I respect it because they've actually been good throughout the whole season. They played good football. The only thing is finishing's been a problem.
Yeah, and
obviously mistakes have cost them. But now they've started to make comebacks in games, which is very, very good for them.
Well,
Brentford, normally used to winning at home, but bottling a 2-0 lead. Is that an issue? Because again, they're the team that are closest realistically to Champions League football. Other than the other teams.
Just Europe in general. Like, where are they now?
They are currently 7th.
Look, they just need to be careful because who's next?
They're a team that can break into it. They are only 3 points behind Chelsea. They win.
I don't think they're going to get Champions League, but for them, they're more probably focused on getting Europa League.
No, I agree, but there is.
And now that they're out of the FA Cup,
what I'm saying is there is an opportunity for them to chase for it. Do you know what I mean?
Of course,
and Liverpool and Chelsea are not playing good, and then that 5th spot is up for grabs.
Look, of course they're going to be chasing for it, but let's just be honest and realistic. Will they get it? They'll probably get Europa League, but I just don't think they'll get Champions League. But
I think Europe is very, very good for them because this is the first time they've been in Europe.
In my opinion, I think even Conference League, first of all, might be better and would be great for them anyway. Why? I think sometimes the Europa League can be maybe too much in terms of if they don't have the depth. And it can actually cost them, and they might suffer because of it. We've seen it with a lot of teams, like at Crystal Palace. I mean, like at Nottingham Forest, like even this season. You know what I mean? Sometimes it can actually cost the team. because they don't have the depth to deal with it. But you never know. We'll have to
having a bit of credit or not. To be honest, fair play to Brentford, because again, even after this result, they're still very high in the league. So, yeah, I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
Those are all the games covered. Let's show the leaderboard. It'll be right here. So, I don't know what it's looking like. I know I predicted the West Ham vs Man City game, which I was really surprised about.
That's crazy.
I don't know how close I've gone to you guys, or whether it's not changed. Obviously, that will be shown in front of you. But, Al, can you give us the player for the next quiz, please?
Okay, the first fact is he began his professional career in Israel and briefly had a trial at Ajax as a teenager before returning home to continue his development. The second fact is, before joining the Premier League, he captained Racing Santander in Spain's top division. The third fact is, he first played in the Premier League for West Ham United and scored the club's final goal at the historic Bowling Ground before they moved stadiums. The fourth fact is, he later played for several top English clubs, including Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal. And finally, this Israeli attacking midfielder was known for intelligent movement and scoring important goals, despite not being particularly quick or physically strong. So those are the facts. Let us know if you know who that is in the comments down below. And of course, we'll reveal them at the start of the next video.
Let's swiftly end the video. Thank you guys very much for coming in. Please leave a like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you know when we upload videos. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Take care.